Hey, good morning. I'm BK Johnson, and this is G-Town Fishing. As you can tell, we're standing in the salon of the boat. We are back in the water, and the last video you saw, we were on dry dock. Well, the hard, as it's also put. And we were getting the bottom job done, and I don't have a whole lot of footage of that. Unfortunately, it was just solo mio. And I planned for 10 days, and of course, we were out of the water for 28 days. And that there were some unforeseen things and items that I had to take care of before we got back in the water. And doing it by myself was extremely labor intensive. I do have quite a bit of video of me walking around the boat showing what we did, and I'm going to post that and I'm going to show you. But today, while you're watching that, I'm going to be replacing hoses on the 6V92s. I've decided to go ahead and replace all the transmission lines that go to the cooler and also the oil filter lines. So we got all those new, and we're going to put those on. I'll film some of that so you can see it. But you're also going to watch not necessarily the work, but at least the explanation of the work, what we did to the bottom, and some pictures to show just what was all done. And the absolutely terrifying ride back in with some weather that I have never seen before. I've seen fog like you've never seen it, but this day was something else. And a great learning experience. Not the right way to learn, but a learning experience nonetheless. And you got to take that to the bank. We'll see you soon. Good morning. It's the day after Thanksgiving, 2025. Hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. I know I was full as a tick yesterday and ate way too much, like pretty much anybody. Anyway, back at the boat today. And as what I'd done the day before Thanksgiving is I sanded all of the bottom, all the running gear, got it all pretty much ready to go. The difference is today is that we're going to start taking out through holes. Got 4 up forward. Got 2 for the ACs here. The 2 main engine through holes. And then on the starboard side is the generator and the live well through hole that we're going to change out. So we're going to set up, get started, and we'll see how things go. So I've been at the boatyard for 16 days starting today. My initial plan was 10 days, and that has obviously blown out of the water. I still think I'm going to be here a little longer. The weather has not been very nice to me. Today's a beautiful day, but it's actually been very difficult. Haven't been able to film anything that I've been doing, but essentially I've made a lot of different repairs, all superficial to the bottom. Nothing structural at all. This bottom had been redone some years ago. And what happened is they stripped it, which was the right thing to do. They fixed the little blisters, and then they ended up coating it with 1708 and epoxy, right? That's the best thing you could ever do. They didn't barrier coat it, and they didn't even lay it upright. So there's bad spots in it, which collected water. So all that's going to be stripped down again. We're not going to do that right now. Right now, I'm just focusing on getting this thing back together. I had to grind out some really big spots underneath. You can see here at the transom, this was all holding water in that area right there that you can see. So I'm going to lay up some glass on that today.
So this is a day in the life of my husband for the last 2 weeks. Hi, honey. I can see you through the prop.
Hello.
You want to tell everybody how much you love fiberglass work?
I love fiberglass work. It's my favorite, especially upside down under the boat style.
Right?
It's my favorite. Get it all over you.
So she's been out of the water. We've been doing some little repairs underneath. Not too bad, just little spots here and there. We gave her a first quick coat of some bottom paint, but of course we got to go back and do the second coat and the first coat of where he's doing a little bit of fiberglass work at. Not too bad. That spot was, he found, what is it, water in there, so you had to dig it all out and sand it all out and fix it.
Yeah, it's from a previous repair. It's not structural, it's all superficial. It's just you want to try to get it out of there as much as possible.
So yeah, she's coming along slowly but surely. Of course, we've been dealing with crazy weather. Hold on, let me turn the phone the right way so my husband don't yell at me. We've got the transom sanded and getting ready also because we want to put her name on there because her previous name, her first, actually, I want to say original name because it wasn't the name that we took off. But I don't know, I can see it through the video. I don't know if y'all be able to see it. Her original name when she was first named, she was called Res Espa. And boy, do we got to make some sacrifices to the gods of the ocean when we put our name on. But this is the life of owning a big boat. There's always something to do, which of course she's new to us. So this is our first time really taking her out of the water and working on her and doing some repairs. There's just little minor spots that he found that needed to have some work done. And of course we changed out all the through holes, nuts for the engines right there. So of course we had to put new ones in. The through holes are original, but the valves, I should say, on the inside are new. So we had to change those all out. And so that's what we've been doing. But she's coming along. This is my honey on day, I don't know what, and he removed the valves that go to the engine. What are those called, babe?
Valves.
Huh?
Valves.
And we're gonna put all new ones in because they were unable to close or open for that matter. Here's one of them. I don't think the camera does it justice just on how big it is and how heavy it is. But yeah, we're replacing those. And the through holes, he took out, we took them out yesterday, cleaned them up. They're still in really good shape, thank goodness. That saves us on some expense. But yeah, this is down in the engine room. And then he's got some behind us, or back there. I don't know if you can see back in that area. Back in there. That go to the ACs. And of course we're doing some in the bathroom. But yeah, this is what our life has been like for the last 2 days. Okay, so this is what our work entails today. We are going to try to remove our strut that has succumbed to, what is it called when the strut is, it came...
Strut?
Yeah, no, but it came to oxidation?
No.
What's it called?
Electrolysis.
Electrolysis, because the bonding wire apparently was not hooked up there.
Sorry.
So we have the great bad of trying to remove this one, which I don't believe it's going to be too easy. You know, they're through screwed up there and
3 in the back.
and well, there's 3 screws in the front and 3 in the back. and they're bolted up at the very top, and then we got to break through whatever 5200 or wonderful adhesive they have used. So that's going to be our battle today. Ain't that right, Daddy?
That's correct.
So needless to say, I'm not sure if it's going to be too easy or not, but that one, the other side is good. So we already have the other one painted, but we have a brand new one we had custom made from the manufacturer that makes them for Bertram. There she is, sitting pretty, ready to go in. But more up on that later.
Good morning. Let's talk about it. Today is December the 19th. So if you've been watching along, you've heard me say that we hauled out November 25th, I believe it was. And I had a 10-day plan. The weather has changed a lot about that. And of course, I had to go back to work for 3 days. So that changed it as well. And for little unforeseen items that that unfortunately took place when it came to working on the bottom. You know, I didn't realize that I was going to have some issues that I did have. And it's always kind of for the, par for the course. You always want to try to give yourself a certain amount of time based on what you know and what you see. And then that's always subject to change. So clearly that's what happened. But I'll kind of give you a little rundown of what we've done so far, and some little updates and where we stand and what my goal is now to be back in the water, which I am hoping for either Monday the 22nd or Tuesday the 23rd. We'll see. But here's what we got, and here's what we got left. All right, so here's the bottom. As you can see, the bottom is done. I have got 2 raw water AC pump scoops I need to put on. That goes there. The main engine scoops are back on. The zinc anodes, sacrificial anodes rather, are on. The, excuse me. I got to sand today, the sand and paint the transom. It has been primered. It's ready for paint. And as you can see, we had a lot of fiberglass work that we ended up having to do here and over there. And I ended up laying up a better part of a 4 foot by 2 foot, maybe a 1.5 foot section here that was completely delaminated with water. That was from the previous repair that I talked about. Same thing on this side. I'd like to assume that when they did the generator through hole, that's what allowed that to happen, but it's hard to say. Just know that it did happen, and that's where we're at. Starboard strut came off relatively easy. I didn't talk about that, I don't think. The bolts were extremely difficult to get out. Cleaned up the base, it's ready to go. There was zero, and I mean absolutely zero, caulk of any kind between the hull and the strut itself. They just caulked the bolts, and that was it. Completely flabbergasted me there, because when I've done these in the past working in the marine industry, I've always bedded the base of the strut to the hull with 4200 or 5200, something like that. So pleasantly surprised. It was very easy to take off, and we're going to work on that Saturday, hopefully get that completed Saturday. And so kind of cake looking. So what we started doing here, by the way, I started compounding the hull sides, bringing back the old 44-year-old Joe coat back around, and she's looking really good. She's got some streaks, she's got some issues, she's had repairs done, so you can kind of see those. But I'm not done. You can see I got some hard water stains from the ACs here on the boot stripe, and this is just compound right here. We'll get that off a little later, some rust, things like that. But I'm going to keep compounding, and I'm going to keep waxing, hopefully get all that done Sunday with the help of my loved ones, and we'll see how that goes. Again, very ambitious goal to try to get done to be in the water by Monday, no later than Tuesday. I really want to get back in the water. But the bottom turned out very good. Again, in the future, we're probably going to strip the whole thing. Just not right now. We'll strip the whole thing and redo it and do it the right way, because what they did was not correct. And I'm just going to have more problems down the road if I don't. So we'll take time to do it correctly, and won't have to worry about it. But today, again, sand, paint the transom. It's cold. It's 45 degrees right now. The high is like 65. All grip will kick in that. Hopefully I won't have any issues, but if I shoot it during around 11 o'clock this morning, it'll have plenty of time to flash off. And it's Bertram white, same color as the hull side. You can see how dull this side is compared to what the other side was looking like. And we'll bring this side back around before we put it back in the water. So, yep, I am ready to be back in the water. And I absolutely cannot stress how I can't wait to see how much better she's going to perform in the water with a clean bottom. I just can't wait. So we're going to get after it. Sun's coming up again, a little chilly, 45 degrees, not terrible. We can make it work, and it's going to be a good day. It's dry. Nothing doesn't appear to be super saturated like it has been past couple times I've come to work on it. So here we go. I've put 3 coats of Bertram white all grip on the transom, and I had to do it very thin due to the temperature outside. It's not going to warm up very much today. Maybe 58, 59 degrees, which is not ideal for all grip paint. So you have to put it very thin in order to make it work. So I'll just show you real quick. There she is. You know, you can get a much better paint job in the summertime or when it's warmer, but it's not terrible at all. It looks very good, actually. There's no sags, there's no runs or anything like that. I wish I could have the sun on it to really show you the depth, but I think it looks pretty good. It's very shiny, so it's good to go. I mean, I'm happy with it. 3 coats is enough. I don't want to put any more, simply because of the fact that I don't want any issues to arise overnight, you know, and have any, you know, like the thinner or whatever to get trapped or some weird BS like that, create a bunch of bubbles or not cure. But I think right now, being that it's about noontime ish, and you know, it's going to stay in the 60s throughout the rest of the night, I think we'll be okay. It might get down to about 58. I'm gonna take the plastic off, that way if the wind were to pick up, that you know, don't blow the plastic off. Well, let it tack up a little bit more, try to work on a few other things for now, but I'm very pleased with the way it turned out. It's a smidge dry just below the rub rail. You got to be very careful when you do areas like that. It can run on you very quick. All grip is a very temperamental paint, and I've been spraying it for years, but it's, like I said, I'm very satisfied with it. I didn't put any accelerator in it, just the converter, and obviously some thinner. Thinned it out about 15-20%, somewhere in that ballpark, enough to get a good flow, but I didn't want to thin it so much that it creates a problem. It looks good. It looks really good. I'm very happy with it, very pleased. Soon we'll get the name on there, and hopefully get that made very soon. And gosh, man, it's just another step being close to being in the clear, or not clear. That's the railroad talk, getting in the clear, getting into the water. So, like I said, very excited about that. Cannot wait to be back in the water. I think she's going to look great. All right, so very busy day today. We've got a lot accomplished. As you saw, that we got the transom painted, which is a big deal. Got it painted early enough on to the day, but I feel like we're going to be okay. But it's not the cold that I'm worried about. The paint is, you can touch it, a little rubbery, but my biggest concern is humidity, and if it decides to get really damp or wet, then it can flatten out the paint, and that would suck. But hopefully it'll be all right. I'm sitting here kind of touching it right now. It's a little tender, but I can touch it. Big day. Got all the scoops on. All of them are done. Generator through hull installed. Scoop installed. Both raw water pumps for the ACs. Scoops are installed and done. Man, productive. While I was waiting on Sharon to get here, I decided to do all the bonding for the sea strainers inside and tied that into the valves and also into the scoops. So that's got that all done. That was nice. And tomorrow's a big day, strut day, and also Airmar transducer install. So that's going to take some time tomorrow, and we'll get that done. And hopefully compound and wax on Sunday. Get that wrapped up, be in the water. I'm ready to be back in the water, ready to stay the night on the boat, get it washed, get it cleaned up, kind of put things back together, get a little more organized. So more to come, just a little bit at a time. Good morning. Good morning. Today is December 22nd, and out of the water much longer than I originally anticipated or wanted to be. And ready or not, we're going back in the water today. Some things that I weren't able to finish up, like I compounded the lower half of the hull side on the starboard side from the line that you can see there down to the water line. And I didn't do the top half yet. I'll do that in the water. On the port side, I didn't do any of it. I've just run out of time. We've got Christmas in a few days. You got New Year's after that. I have to be back at work January 3rd. We've got major cold fronts that are going to be coming in. The weather's just going to turn to crap. So it is what it is. And we're just going to get back in the water, and we'll haul out in the springtime. And at that point, I will reshoot the transom. Fog killed it. Didn't make it. I gambled. I lost. It's what happens sometimes. You know, I tried to pick the best day that I could for the weather that we had, and sand and painted the transom. And man, it was beautiful. And when I left, it was tender, but not, you couldn't leave your fingerprints in it. Didn't matter. Totally wasted. Like I said earlier, you can't cut and buff all grip. So I just have to reshoot it. I'm gonna have to deal with it later, and we'll just do it in the springtime. Maybe I can have a little better weather, hopefully, and we'll get it knocked out. But we still did a lot of work on the boat in these 28 days that we've been out of the water. Out of those 28 days, I took off essentially 3 days. I worked every single day, going through and doing everything that I possibly could. And but today's the day. Sharon is doing a little cleanup around the boot stripe where I left a bunch of compounds, trying to clean that up. Seems to be more difficult to do it in the water. But over there, it's getting the boat lift, travel lift, ready to go. And these folks here on that sailboat, they've been doing a great job. They've been working on their boat about every weekend or so. Live in Austin. Nice folks. Hope them the best. Can't wait to see their little boat finished. I don't want to call it little, but when their sailboat's done. It'll be nice to see them done and out of here. And I'll be back maybe in this same yard, I guess, in early spring or late spring. Somewhere around there. We'll video some more here in a bit after we get in the water. All right, so we are officially launched, and I've just made my way through the dog leg of Dickinson Channel, coming out from underneath that bridge, man. The high tide today was at like 4 this morning or somewhere around there, and it's supposed to steadily drop. And here it is, currently, I don't even know what time it is. Just want to know what time it is. That's all. 10:31. Excuse me. And man, tide's low, low. It's way out. So I don't know. We're just gonna keep pushing through. I didn't really drag bottom, but I was throwing up some mud big time. So I was dealing with that. But we got to make this here bend around this number 27 green marker, and it's a straight shot out to the Houston Ship Channel. Everything seems to be going okay. I don't have any leaks except for the sea strainers and what it looks like. Sea strainers, you know, they're old, and I took them apart to clean out the baskets and things like that. And the top cap has a ring, an O-ring that I can't find to replace. So that's going to have to be replaced at some point in time in the future. We'll take care of that then. But for now, we're going to be just going on about our business. So we'll see you more in a few. All right, so here's an update. The fog is not lifted. It's absolutely terrible. The sea fog is thick as pea soup. And we learned a valuable lesson. Anytime you're in the Houston Ship Channel, you got to be on 1313, not 16. Wasn't aware of that. Had a fella in a very nice Viking, I believe it was, that went by us at Mach speed and yelled at me and another boater behind us at that time for not being on channel 13. And you know, you learn as you go, right? You know, nobody knows everything. You learn it as you go, and that's what we're doing. Interesting enough, since I'm having electronic issues with our old electronics, which I'm not getting any reading whatsoever, we were following a boat by the name of Waikiki, and you can barely see them on the video. Very nice people. They I explained to them that I was having some issues when they asked if they could see me. I said, yeah, I can see you. And they said, hey, you're more than welcome to follow us in. So that's what we're doing. And then on top of that, the I don't know, some ship harbor master or whatever called out on the radio and said they had some ships, whatever they are, getting out to the channel. So they asked us to depart the channel, make way. So very, very interesting trip back, to say the least. You always got to expect the unexpected. Today is one of those days. So we're going to keep at it. Well, good morning. We are back at South Shore Harbor. We made it here yesterday. Man, what a trip. The fog was insane. And special shout out to a boat that let us in, follow behind a boat by the name of Waikiki. Super nice folks. I had a little bit of electronics issues with the old Garmin, and I couldn't see nothing. Relying on my Garmin Navionics on my phone. Everything was so wet, I couldn't barely zoom in on the phone, and man, it was just crazy. I couldn't see any traffic around me. The radar wasn't working. And you know, good thing I bought I have a brand new Simrad. I think it's NSS EVO 3S. It's a 12-inch screen. I got that brand new Airmar Chirp, and I got the Halo 20 Plus for the Airmar, or excuse me, for the Simrad. So I gotta hit that installed soon. I'm not gonna make another trip like that without it, because that was you know, that was the first time I've ever been in the fog like that. I've been in the fog before. I've been boating for many, many, many years, but man, oh man, was that intense. But we made it back safely, and the tide was doing its thing. And of course, as I'm coming in the inlet of South Shore Harbor, I catch something with the prop. I don't know what it was. Hopefully I didn't damage it, but we'll see. There she is, sitting back on her slip. She needs a good bath. She's filthy. We kind of scrubbed her up a little bit after we were getting ready to leave the facility. So I'm gonna come over here, just kind of check on a few things, and be on about my day. It's almost Christmas, and I've got a lot of shopping to do because I've been working on this boat for so long, and haven't got anything accomplished. So anyway, good to see her back in the water, and ready to start on some more projects. But again, we got other things to take care of first and prioritize. So we'll take care of those items, and then we'll go on about our day. All right, the reason why I'm replacing these hoses, as you can see, they're starting to split, right? When you see something like that, it's definitely time. There's no telling how long they've been in here, probably since the rebuild or whatnot. I don't know. The rebuild, again, was a long time ago, but the boat just wasn't used. You know, not necessarily the best thing for these engines. Excuse me, that's the automatic bilge pump picking on. I've got to replace the stuffing box for the rudders. Packing gland material, but we'll do that in a future video as well. Anyhow, I've took one off there, and I also took the transmission lines off over there, and I went and had some hoses made, and I went way overkill on these hoses, and I'm just now kind of putting them in place. They're not hooked up, but I'm just kind of guiding them in there. The PSI that usually runs through those oil lines are about 65 PSI. And I don't want to ever have to mess with these hoses in my lifetime. So I went about 4,000 PSI. Way overkill, I know. But it's also a peace of mind that I don't think I have to worry about for any length of time. Just come down, inspect them, and move on. But that's what we're doing while you're watching the video about the bottom, or whatnot. Starboard engine, I had to use 45s coming off of the oil block, and then that runs to the oil filter. Got a little bit of a mess going on here, but I got some oil absorbent rags that it's going to be taking care of all that for me. But those big hoses, they run about 3,000 PSI, and the little hoses, they're going to be 4,000 PSI. Got all the hoses installed on the starboard side. Well, not all of them. Just the two for the transmission that go up to the cooler, and because I'm gonna have to get some different hoses for the oil side. For the port side, I put the two that got the 45s on them, so I'm gonna have to get two more made. But I think I got a problem. I noticed when if you can hear it, I got the engine running, so I want to check for leaks. And there's no leaks in the hoses, so everything's good there. But we got something else going on. So I noticed in the engine room, there's water coming from around the shaft, not in through the shaft, but on the backside, like it was coming from the lazarette. So I decided to take a peek, see if I can get this on film. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. It's either A, I've got a crack in the muffler, which is probably worst case scenario. B, that hose is actually too short. C, there's a split in the rubber hose. Or D, it's just loose. But we're going to have to loosen those hose clamps, climb back there, and see what's going on. But that is allowing a lot of water to come spilling into the boat. It was running forward, going towards the engine room, and I could see water running. And I was like, okay, there's something screwy going on. And that's the problem right there. So, you know, it never ends. It's always something else. You fix one thing, you move to something else, and so on. If it's the muffler, yeah, it's going to suck. We're going to pull all this out of here, the battery box for the generator, or even lift the deck up, which hopefully I can just get it out and repair it if it is. But I really think it's just a hose, but we'll see. I appreciate y'all so very much. If you don't mind, please like, subscribe, comment, follow along. It'll help me out so much just to kind of keep doing what I want to do. There's a lot of things that need this, they need to be done on this old girl. And, you know, when I post a video and you guys like and comment, it just gives me more drive to keep doing what I'm doing. And, hopefully, you know, I'll just keep getting better making these videos. But again, I appreciate you so very much. We'll try to get a little video out tonight and get some more going. We're going to make a video of obviously fixing that issue back there with the exhaust. Looking at the hose clamps, it kind of looks like it just came off or it backed off, maybe from vibration, maybe they came loose. I don't really know, but we'll figure that out together. And I got all kinds of little projects going on. I've got a waste tank coming in, should have been delivered today. It's about 25 gallons. We got to hook up the sump pump in the shower. I want to rebuild the impeller on the generator, run all new plumbing for that, to clean up the sea strainer. I'm going to put a different one on there that I've had. It's actually in really good shape. We're just going to clean it up. And, like I said, just all kinds of little videos. Everything's coming down to just nothing really major, but little projects here and there. And, the head, as far as that goes, I mean, everything's going to be done from scratch. It's with the exception of the electric head, which is in superb shape, and it's all going to be new. So, got to learn how to do that, and we'll just learn it together. Same thing with the generator, impeller rebuild, hooking all that up. It's losing prime, and I think I know where, but it's losing prime and a fitting, and we're going to have to get that squared away. So whenever you just crank up the generator and she'll just fire off and run. She's only got 270 hours and she starts up, runs great, but you just got to prime her first. We got to figure out what that problem is. Could be the line to the actual ray core, or who knows. You just don't know until we start digging in with it. And maybe it's the valve, maybe it's the fitting. I don't really know. But again, I appreciate y'all so very much, and we'll see you next time.